If you regularly feel very high levels of anxiety, it's likely because you have very little control over your own life. If you're depending on a partner or a family member or the government to pay your way every day and to make sure food gets on the table, then you are subservient to a master, and their vision for your life is more important than your own vision for your life, because ultimately you need them and they don't necessarily need you. And so the way that I've freed myself from this anxiety and this stress each day is to take back control of different areas of my life. And you can start out by moving out and not living with your parents, and now you have a physical area of the world that you have personal control over, and you can make sure that your environment lends itself to keeping the discipline and habits going that you value, and you don't have to fit into someone else's world. You've got your own world. Another thing you could do is going self-employed or taking your education into your own hands. That means maybe if you're at university and you're not finding that it's very useful, then you say, well, I'm not going to drop out. I'm not going to not get my degree. Instead, I'm just going to take some online courses. I'm going to study this topic in my own time and actually learn the thing that they should be teaching me. Or you could say, well, I'm working for this employer. They're not willing to invest in me. They're not willing to put me on some courses or to try and advance my career. So I'm going to start going for some job interviews, and I'm going to do a late night college course, or I'm going to learn new skills online or do some projects in my own time to get experience. And you can take back control of your own destiny. Instead of saying, well, the people I work for won't let me develop, instead you can say, I'm going to develop regardless. So as you take back small areas of your life, you'll end up in a position where you think, if there's a problem I want to solve, then I'm free enough to devote as much time as I think is appropriate to solving that problem, in which case you'll have done everything you can to solve something, if it's appropriate to do so, all the time. And you'll never have any regrets, and you'll look into the future knowing that if something goes wrong, which is the common worry and common cause for anxiety, what if this goes wrong? You'll then look at that thing and say, well, I will be free and dynamic and capable enough to deal with that problem if it arises. And the anxiety doesn't start, because that's where the anxiety starts. And it builds and it grows when you realize if that happens, there's nothing you can do. So take back control of your own life, take accountability for your own outcomes, and you will be lower stress and lower anxiety.